Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Ultimate Nightmares run, where we take the characters that are hardest to beat in the new Nightmare mode, as chosen by you, and try to win with them. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Builder, which is a very difficult character because your damage modifiers are reduced. So while you can build up your Builder's turret and have it deal damage for you, your actual character can't do damage super effectively, which makes the normally most powerful strategy in Nightmare mode, just building a ton of damage, not really accessible to this character. So let's see if we can make it work. I'm going to use Revolver, which I think is generally the best weapon for the Builder turret, and we'll jump in on Nightmare mode here. In the early game, I'm just going to pick up all the materials myself. Later on, we'll start feeding money to the turret, but early on, you want to pick up a bunch of materials because you need to get economy and stats on your actual character more than you need to get early levels on the Builder turret. Those will happen later on. Now, obviously, if some money goes into the Builder turret, not a big deal, but it's just not a strong goal here. I'm going to roll, and I can pick up engineering. So the way that this character functions, you get extra engineering modifiers, and the Builder turret will take on the stats of your best ranged weapon, but replacing any natural scaling it has, ranged damage scaling in this case, with engineering scaling. So you can buy a bunch of engineering and boost its damage. I could also just pick up armor or regen, or I could roll for harvesting. Let's just grab an armor. Pretty important to get early armor. And then I'm going to roll here. And all right, now I'll take some engineering. We're definitely having a little bit of trouble finding good stats in the early game, though armor and engineering are fine. I would have preferred harvesting. You want a lot of harvesting on this character because your economy is quickly going to turn into feeding the turret, and so you need money actually showing up on your character as well. I'll leave book in the pool, but I'm not going to lock it. I'll buy a revolver here. Feather, I will go ahead and ban. We don't really need ranged damage, and this is a low economy character, so it's going to be hard to build any form of dodge. And then we'll roll again. Dynamite, there's a chance that we could end up with an explosive weapon, but all damage modifiers are reduced by 75%. That includes the damage from explosions. So we're just going to go ahead and ban that, or includes explosion damage. Weird Ghost is definitely worth considering. It's very efficient here, and we shouldn't take too much damage in the early game, but instead I think I'm just going to reroll and try to lock another Revolver, and then we'll ban Snake. I don't have to use only revolvers, and I might mix in a couple submachine guns so that we can just lifesteal with them later on. But I do want Revolver to be the weapon that we have on our actual turret. And Revolver is just a powerful weapon for this character because it's good enough just at base without buying any damage that it's going to let our actual character kill stuff in addition to our turret. Here, I'm going to reroll, and we'll pick up 5 harvesting, and then we'll buy another Revolver. We'll ban Terrified Onion. Roll again. Medical Gun also I could buy instead of Submachine Gun, and then I don't have to actually buy the lifesteal. So maybe I will try mixing in 2 medical guns. This isn't something that I've done with the Builder before, but I do think that this is actually an interesting way to use medical gun because it comes with natural lifesteal, and so it can give me a little bit of extra healing. And then I'll roll here, lock a revolver. I'll still lock coffee. Attack speed on our actual character is still pretty important. This is why we bought high base damage weapons anyways. I'm actually not sure whether the turret is going to be using the revolver or the medical gun. It'll usually use your highest level weapon, but when you have a mixture of weapons of even levels, I think it goes off the highest base damage, but I'm actually not 100% sure how it decides which weapon to use. Someone, I'm sure, will post the answer to that in the comments. Here, I will take 15 luck, and then I'm going to go ahead and reroll, and I could pick up more luck, but let's just grab some max HP. My max health is quite low, so I want to make sure that I'm increasing that. It is currently, yeah, it is using the revolver still. I'll take the Gentle Alien. I'll buy the coffee. Penguin, I think I'm just going to ban. I think we're just going to use Lifesteal, and this way I get to save 3 on this reroll as well. I will buy a helmet here and lock a medical gun. Oh, actually, I should have bought the medical gun and locked the helmet. For 3, I'm going to reroll. Do I want a rat? This is a way that we can get extra damage that's not from our turret, is by buying pets. That is one interesting option here. I think I will do that as well. And that way we can add a little bit of extra clear speed with the Ratzilla. Now, unfortunately, the best pet for us, the bottom mine, we can't use because the builder can never roll other structures, and the bottom mine is both a pet and a structure. I'm also going to lock this goat skull, and we'll ban it for the free reroll. So after this wave, I'm going to start splitting my income with the turret. At least a little more than we're currently doing. I will say, so far, our single medical gun is not doing amazing healing, but obviously our revolvers are still killing everything right away. We're on the Abyss, so I probably will build Curse. A cursed weapon on our builder turret is one of the ways that we can really buff our damage output. Here, I'll take 5 more harvesting, and then I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this revolver, combine here and buy another medical gun, buy the rat, ban the goat skull, and take a reroll, and then we'll buy fertilizer for sure, lock a helmet, roll again. Spyglass is a little bit expensive to buy early. The range is kind of irrelevant, and it takes a long time for this to pay off in terms of the reroll discount, especially because I'm going to be getting less money on my actual character. So we're going to skip on the Spyglass. So I'm still going to be picking up some of the materials. I'm going to aim to pick up somewhere between half and 2/3 of them. It's not really an exact science or anything, just trying to get some levels on the builder turret, but also continue to progress my actual character here. But I need the turret itself to be doing enough damage by the time the base damage of my weapons is no longer functional, that we can still kill things. We'll take a fertilizer here and a helmet, and then do a reroll. So my builder turret is at 19 out of 30, so hopefully I can get it to be maxed out pretty soon. I will definitely take Sharp Bullet, and I can upgrade the medical gun, and it should still use the builder turret. It should still use the revolver for my builder turret if I upgrade to a level 2 medical gun. But do I want the Peaceful Bee first? I guess I do. Of course, I lose a quarter of a ranged damage by buying that, but that's not terribly relevant. It does decrease my damage output on my guns by 1, but that's not that big a deal. And we get the harvesting, so picking that up early is good here. I, of course, want to level my revolvers to level 3 soon. The medical gun thing is interesting. I'm not sure whether it's good, but I thought I would give it a try in this run. Now here I want to err on the side of putting a little more money into the turret, because I really want to level it up this wave. When you hit those breakpoints, the turret levels up and starts firing extra projectiles, which is very important. So I'm giving the turret a bit more money this wave than I have in previous waves. Here, I'll take the... I could take some of these damage upgrades, but let's just reroll again, and I'm going to take 3% lifesteal over the harvesting. It'll work on my revolvers as well, so that's pretty helpful. And then we'll go ahead and buy these items. Make sure that my turret is still using the revolver, and then re-roll. Baby Gecko we don't want, because we want to be able to feed money to the turret. And then I'm going to roll again. I'm looking for another gun, because I really want to level my revolver to level 3, because that will also level my builder turret. I can't say I'm that impressed with the rat so far either, so a couple choices that I might not make. in this run next time. At this point, now that I've gotten my turret to level 2, I'm going to also start building some more engineering. But one thing that's important on the builder is you don't want to go all in on the turret really early, because then your actual character is just going to be too weak and you'll just get one shot, you won't be able to protect yourself, so it becomes very dangerous to do that. Here, I'm going to take 10% more attack speed, and then I can level up my medical gun again, buy the Lost Duck, and then re-roll. Alright, so I guess what I might do here is just go to 3 medical guns and level up my revolver. And we'll buy the book as well. Lure, I think I'm going to buy it this wave. We're most likely to be able to kill the enemies this wave, while the damage from our weapons still has a chance of killing stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy the lure here. Because as the waves go on, of course, enemy health increases, and so the loot aliens become harder to kill. By buying it this wave and prioritizing it over the guns and everything, I'm hopefully able to make sure that I can kill these loot aliens, because the actual damage from my character should be sufficient for that. Picking up some materials there, and again, I'm kind of splitting the income with my turret. Alright, scary there when we killed the blobfish, because my turret is not really up for fighting 4 lampreys yet. Not until I've upgraded it a little more. Let's see if I can get this loot alien kill. And then we've got all these lampreys here. Got another curse alien kill. I'd love to get this tree as well. Didn't quite manage it, but I got 4 crates that wave, which is great. Take some life steal. I'll take the reinforced steel. I will, of course, need to increase my movement speed now. Sure, we'll pick up Clover and Mastery. I'm gonna recycle. I need armor. I need move speed really badly, so I'm tempted to roll for that, but I think I'm just gonna take 9 max HP. My max health is too low. I actually don't like Rocket Launcher very much on the builder turret. I find that it just doesn't clear fast enough, and I'd rather have a revolver. If we got a nuclear launcher, I would switch to that, but I actually generally am not impressed with the rocket launcher. Coupon is not going to be that great on this character because we just don't buy that much stuff, but I think for 36 it will still pay off, and then we'll buy all of these items. And then let's just go straight to wave 9. So the challenge here, of course, is that on the Abyss, especially, but in general, you really need to be killing specific enemies in a specific order, because you need to make sure that not too many mini-bosses hatch, you need to make sure that not too many eggs get laid by these hatchers, and the builder, with the weapon being always in the center of the map and not giving you a lot of control over what it's attacking, can have trouble with the order that you need to kill enemies in. So that's the challenge that we have playing this character, especially on this map. Though on Crash Zone, on Nightmare, the enhanced summoners and everything also present a lot of the same problems. Pick up a few more materials here. I'm going to try to get, 150 or so. And then our harvesting will give us at least 200 income. And then I believe we've hit level 3 on our turret now. No, we're just short of level 3. Wow, the baby elephant is actually really good damage here. Interesting, because I have 76 luck. Alright, I have been so unimpressed with baby elephant on Nightmare mode, but I am going to try this again for science here. The pearl, unfortunately, we can't really afford to buy. It's 120, and it gives us currently, what's that, 1.75 damage, something like that. So it gives us very small amounts of damage, even if we get a bunch of pearls. So I'm going to reroll past that. The level 3 medical gun, I could go to 4 medical guns, or I could combine and get a level 3 medical gun here. I guess that's fine, and duct tape I definitely want because it boosts my engineering. So let's buy the duct tape first, and I guess we will combine and buy another medical gun. and the turret is still using revolver as its stats. These medical guns, we've gotten more levels on them than I wanted. I wanted to level this primarily as... I wanted to level my revolvers more. Now, you don't need to level your actual character's weapons that much on the builder, outside of the one that you want maxed out. But it is still helpful to have weapon levels, especially through the mid-game when the base damage from your character is still a big component of your damage. Like, right now, even though we've leveled up our builder turret a fair bit, we're still doing more damage than the turret with our actual weapon attacks, because even though their damage output is lower, there's 6 of them. So survived there, the medical gun lifesteal thing working in this spot at least. Now that cursed walrus is pretty dangerous. All of the walruses at the end of wave 10 are always pretty scary. I actually have 10 dodge. I guess I can take the adrenaline, and I'll take the chameleon as well. We only lose 1 damage, and now we've got 18 dodge. I didn't think we were going to end up building dodge here, but maybe if we get a bunch of it. Here, I'm going to take 3 engineering over 15 luck. I need to start building up the damage on my actual turret here. And we'll pick up the metal detector. Handcuffs, we don't benefit from. Let's roll. Alright, I will take the fish hook. Do I want the community support? Black belt I'm going to lock. A cursed black belt would be great. Attack speed is pretty good here, and it only costs me 1 armor, so I guess I will take the community support here. Glad I leveled up my turret before going into the horde wave. Very important. And, of course, glad that we have piercing shots when we're using revolver as our main weapon on a horde wave. And you can see with our builder turret here... Oh, where'd it go? Here it is. We need to get 300 total levels on it to hit the 4th projectile tier. So we need to keep putting more materials into it. Now, after I've gotten it to tier 4, I'll start picking up more money on my character again. Okay, I'm pretty impressed, actually, with the medical guns in this spot. And I think the community support will help them a lot as well. We're getting a lot of healing here, which is actually extremely helpful. I'm going to run over here and kill this tree. I should be able to do that without being in too much danger, though actually I was in more danger than I expected. I took 1 more hit than I thought I was going to doing that. The bonk dog does very little damage, but it's only 23 materials. I think I'll take it. We'll recycle the handcuffs here, and then I'll pick up 2 armor. And then I'm going to buy these 2 items. We'll pick up the cake. Head injury we don't want, because we buy damage at such a reduced rate on this character. Wisdom, similarly. Let's roll again. Okay, finally got a leveled up revolver here, so that's going to let me get a little closer to getting a level 4 weapon. And we'll take the pencil as well. Do I want the lost duck? I guess so. How's my baby elephant doing? 600 damage, so definitely not great at this point. Because, of course, we're not picking up that many materials. Though, that will change later on, so the baby elephant will hopefully scale a little bit more in the later game. It was nice of that enhanced hacker to walk into my turret. I wanted to fire my actual weapon attacks at the blobfish there in order to make sure that we killed it, because I did want to get the curse alien kill. And then, okay, 55 bonus on the turret, that's pretty good. Ball and chain I have to recycle. Here I'm going to just pick up 2 more armor, and then we'll go ahead and combine, buy this stuff, and roll. Another level on our revolver is very important. Do I want Stone Skin? My max HP is pretty bad, so I think we do actually want Stone Skin. And I'll lock padding as well. We do have community support, so we can benefit, or rather, we have Fishhook. Just said the name of the thing I happened to mouse over. We have Fishhook, so locking items is good. I'm still not going to lock Celery Tea. We just can't afford to buy that. I think that item is truly trash on Nightmare mode. So I would say that I've definitely made some bad purchases in this run. The baby elephant, the rat. I guess those are the two. The bonk dog showed up for 23 materials in a box, so that one was fine. But a couple items that you probably wouldn't normally buy on the builder that I was buying mostly for science here. And we're still doing okay. We will definitely need to boost our turret a little bit further. I want to increase its range, but I will pick up some of these materials. I was hoping to grab that tree as well. Take the beanie here and fix my move speed a bit. I'll take the Cursed Wisdom mostly for the curse. The actual damage is not going to be significant, but it'll maybe get there eventually. All right, nice. We got a Cursed Stone Skin, which I'll buy, and then I'm going to re-roll here and lock these two items, and maybe we get a Cursed Weapon, which would be really good, and of course Jerky is great. But getting up to 63 max HP is awesome. Alright, so I got my turret to level 4 here before we went into the Horde wave. I wouldn't have minded leveling up my revolver, but I thought it was more important to buy the Cursed Stone Skin. And I would have needed to buy the revolver that was in the shop to have enough weapons and still hit a level 4 weapon on my turret. And the level 3 weapon should be fine in terms of damage output. It's just we wanted to get the actual turret to tier 4. And start picking up a few more materials here and there as well, because now our turret being at tier 4, my next goal is to get good defensive stats on my character. Run over here and get this tree. Run back. Our, like, 15 dodge or whatever we have is actually more useful than I thought it would be. I'm going to pick up a bunch of materials here, which will also trigger the baby elephant a few times at least. We keep getting offered this handcuffs. I still don't want to cap my max HP, though. And then here, we're going to roll for armor. Though I could take engineering. I could also take dodge. We have 18 dodge. So buying some dodge and maybe getting to dodge cap. I know I said at the beginning of the run that I wasn't going to get to dodge cap, or I wasn't going to build dodge. But we've been offered dodge in sort of reasonable enough amounts that I think it is worth picking up. Although I could try to just float these revolvers for the fishhook forever, I think it's more important to just get my main weapon that my turret is using to level 4. And so I'm just going to buy all of these revolvers. We'll buy the padding here. I'll reroll. I will lock the pumpkin. Even though, yeah. So our piercing damage is only minus 5%, but the 1/4 of 15 that we get is still going to be relevant for reducing our piercing damage loss. And we'll lock banner as well. And of course, there's a chance we curse it. And then I'll roll here. And I'm going to roll one more time. Neither of those I would buy even if they got cursed. So unfortunately, I can't lock more stuff. But we're in okay shape here. Now, what I need next is a big engineering item would be nice. But just getting my weapon to tier 4, to level 4, and having the tier 4 turret gave us a lot of additional clear speed here. And the range is long enough on the turret at this point that we're actually able to clear most of the important enemies before they get too close. And before things like the hackers can do too much damage by making a ton of eggs. I will say I've liked mixing in the 3 medical guns. I wasn't sure about this at first, but I have felt that has been very effective. Yeah, I definitely need more max health. So I'll take that. I'm going to take the move speed here because my move speed is negative and I want to fix that. I did get the cursed pumpkin, so I'll buy that. Actually, what's my knockback? It's at 0. Because there is some idea that maybe I want to build knockback for my medical guns. The revolvers already have some. But I think I will just take the banner anyways, and then I'll roll here. I'll lock this revolver because I could get it cursed, which would be extremely powerful. Capping my move speed, I don't mind, and of course the shackles are great, and we'll lock the lumberjack shirt as well. I have fixed my move speed enough that I can cap it without it being too bad. I will say having 2 horde waves was definitely a friendly roll here. Because I think it's typically a lot harder to fight elite with this character, especially the mid-wave elites, because your turret just won't be at the point where it can kill elites on wave 11 or whatever. Since it takes so long to build it up. I will say something I really enjoy about the builder is it really does feel like you are balancing the needs of building your character against this like project that you're working on. And you end up with a really fun balancing act of trying to give materials to the turret and trying to make sure that your character is still strong. I'll take the scared sausage when it shows up in a box like this. Maybe we get ice cube. And then I will roll here. I'll take more attack speed. Still important to buy attack speed. I'm going to buy shackles and lumberjack shirt. I won't buy the starfish. I'll leave this revolver locked again for the fish hook, and then I will roll, lock a medical gun. I guess the downside of that is if I buy the cursed medical gun, I think it will take over from my revolver as my turret's weapon, so I don't really want to do that. Okay, nice. I got to lock a cursed revolver. That's great. So we'll be able to curse our weapon. Our turret weapon. I think upgrading my medical guns anymore just isn't necessary either. The other reason I like revolver is typically a great weapon against elites because it's the second highest DPS weapon in the game after laser gun, but it shoots rapidly enough that it's also going to clear the other enemies. And killing elites is really difficult, so you want a really high DPS weapon to make sure that you can actually clear the elites. Especially because if this character gets bullied away from the turret, if you have to dodge a lot because you're not killing an elite fast enough, that's how you die, is if you end up running across the map like we're doing now. Away from the turret, and then it's not protecting you. Robot arm, yeah, obviously we want extra engineering every wave, and so we'll definitely take that. I'll take the corrupted shard. I'll recycle the wheelbarrow at this point. We'll buy this cursed revolver, and then I will buy this revolver, because I can combine to a level 4. Do I want the black belt? I have negative knockback, so I don't really care about the black belt. I will lock the tentacle. I'll lock the lemonade, and do I want to roll again? So normally you can't crit with the builder turret naturally unless you get or more than the base critical chance, unless you get pile of books, but then pile of books will allow that to happen. But the tentacle I think is still worth buying just because of the curse. So now, I believe the builder turret should be using our level 3 cursed revolver. So it should say 282%. Let me just check on that. Okay, no, it's actually still using our level 4 revolver. So until I upgrade to the level 4, it won't swap to the cursed one. It's caring about weapon levels first. They've changed a couple times how the builder turret calculates which weapon it uses, so I don't remember exactly what the current rules are. But I think it's weapon level and then damage. Now, we would actually be clearing this wave a lot better if it was using the Cursed Revolver. I thought it was going to use the level 3 Cursed Revolver over the level 4. I should have checked that, of course. I could have combined in going down to only 5 weapons. I'll take the Pearl when it shows up in a box. I'll ban Recycle Gummy Berserker. We'll take the Lucky Charm, and then here I'm going to reroll, and I'll take some more Engineering. So I will actually combine here. Going down to only 5 weapons isn't great, but I really want my weapon damage to be based on this really high damage revolver. And you can see it's using 364% of our engineering and shooting for 280 damage a shot now, which is obviously awesome. Okay, I'll lock the nuclear launcher. We can buy that, and then I don't really need any of these other items. So I need to pick up 430 materials this wave in order to get the nuclear launcher. Now, I think it will still be using my revolver, and I actually want it to be using my revolver over the nuke launcher, but I do want the nuke launcher. Because the nuclear launcher would be a lot worse for killing the bosses than the level 4 Cursed Revolver. I've enjoyed playing this run because I've gotten to make a lot of decisions, like, just because. Honestly, this has felt like a much smoother run than I was expecting. I was expecting this to be a really challenging run. But the builder has really been not that difficult, at least on the Abyss, using Revolver. Here, I'm going to recycle this. I don't care about the regen, really. And yeah, I'll take 9 more dodge. My armor's very low. Okay, the nuke launcher didn't get cursed. I think I'm actually going into the last wave. I will buy the jelly shield and the rocket launcher. And the rocket launcher's here just to apply a little bit more lifesteal and push enemies away and stuff. My move speed is capped, so I'm not going to buy more move speed. I would have liked to pick up the fairy here, but Gentle Alien's good for additional lifesteal opportunities and additional consumable healing opportunities. So we'll take that, and then I'm just going to reroll. Actually, I have padding. I shouldn't be rerolling for fun, because the max HP is, in fact, relevant. So let's just go to the next wave here. So the boss waves can be a little challenging if you don't have enough damage or a strong enough weapon on your turret here, but in this case, with our level 4 Cursed Revolver, we have an extremely strong weapon on our turret, and we were able to clear the bosses really, really fast. So that's the builder. Definitely a fun run, and you can definitely tighten up the purchasing that I did in this run. The rat did 8k damage, so was not impressive at all. I mean, it was okay sometimes. I don't think buying this was a disaster, but you could easily skip it. Coupon, 144 materials. Like I said, you're not going to get as much value from Coupon on this character as you will on other characters. The baby elephant, yeah, 4k damage. This character doesn't really pick up materials, so the baby elephant was never going to do well. The fish hook actually did pretty well and cursed a few things. Our bonk dog, 5k damage. For 23 materials, I think that's fine. And of course, a lot of that was just that our turret was getting to the point where it was slaughtering everything in a single shot, so our other sources of damage never got a chance to do anything. The Cursed Stone Skin, of course, was great. Cursed Jerky, of course, is incredible. The Cursed Pumpkin I like a lot, and getting the Sharp Bullet early also helped a ton when we were using Revolver as our main weapon. Plus 12 engineering from the shackles, and in fact plus 18 engineering because we're the builder. And we got actually 5 healing from the tentacle, which is more than I was expecting. Jelly Shield blocking 7 projectiles in the last fight as well. Alright, so that was the builder, and I hope that you enjoyed that run. If you have, of course, you can feel free to leave a comment and hit the like button. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.